Welcome back to First Take. You know, it had been expected that Celtics star Jayson Tatum would return at some point this season from an Achilles injury that he suffered in last year's NBA playoffs. However, Tatum joined our friend Ryan Clark in the Pivot podcast and expressed some reluctance about a potential return this season. Here it is.
So there is a thought in my head is like, how does that work, or how does that look, with me, integrating myself off an injury and 50, 60 games into a season. It obviously could be some challenges, and it is a thought like, damn, do I come back or should I wait? It's something that I honestly recently in the last 2 weeks or so kind of contemplate every single day.
Every single day thinking about it. Perk and Wendy are back with us now on First Take. RC, what more can you share about your combo?
Yeah, I actually asked him that question because when he initially talked about his injury, he said he didn't think he could ever recover. He spoke about, had I done enough? Did I accomplish enough in the game? Have I saved enough money? And so he was very open and vulnerable about his doubts. And the question for me came on the heels of talking about how long it took for he and Jaylen to get to the championship, how much they had to integrate with one another. And now seeing Jaylen ascend to playing at the level that he is, the team still doing as well as they are, Pritchard finding a new place and position in the hierarchy of this team. I asked him how would he feel in coming back, and he said he does question himself. Is it the right thing? Would it be best for the team, but also best for him? And I think it was just a really human moment from Jayson Tatum, one of the best players in all of the world, that he sees the team that has moved on without him in this certain space, and when is the right time for him to come back?
Yeah. So, Perk, let's go to you. Do you think Jayson Tatum should try to return this season?
You damn right he should. If he's clear by the doctors, you damn right. Because I'm looking at the Eastern Conference right now, and yes, I have the Detroit Pistons as the favorite of representing the Eastern Conference, but it's too many unknowns, right? I don't know what Jalen Duren is capable of doing in the postseason. Can he be a reliable Robin to Cade Cunningham? Karl Anthony Towns has not looked the same under this Mike Brown system for the New York Knicks. And you put Jayson Tatum back in the mix, even if he becomes the 1B to Jaylen Brown being the 1A this season, and he gets back in the thick of things, they're still the best duo in the Eastern Conference, in my opinion. Long as he's able to get 10 to 15 games under his belt, I believe that Jayson Tatum is still a guy that could go out there and get you 15 to 20 points. That's all that's needed.
I was actually, I'm glad that this was on the pod, Ryan, and I was actually relieved to kind of hear it because, number one, it showed a vulnerability, which is what Joe Mazzulla actually mentioned. He listened to the Pivot yesterday, as you could imagine, RC. And one thing that I was concerned about a little bit, I've never torn my Achilles, and I'm glad I have, and I don't want to learn this, but in players that I've covered over the last 20 years who've done it, and it has been a handful, it's always harder than they expect. And so, when you hear stories about, Tatum being determined to get back and absolutely no matter what he was going to get back, that kind of makes someone who's seen somebody go through it worried because you worry he's going to push it. And so him showing this vulnerability and showing how he's being very thoughtful about this, to me, is a very good sign. That said, let me be very clear to Jayson. The Celtics absolutely need him. It doesn't mean he may be ready to go, but this team, they have not moved on. They absolutely need him. He is a championship player. He and Jaylen Brown are a championship duo. Whenever he comes back, the Celtics will welcome him with open arms.
Okay, let me say this to y'all, all right? First of all, I don't want him to come back. Now, partially because I'm a Knicks fan. I don't need that problem. That brother has averaged 26 a game for the last 5 years. I don't need that. When he was on First Take, I told him right to his face, don't rush back. Take your time. Take your time. We'll wait for you. Just don't play this season. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's one of the reasons I had the Knicks going to the finals, Big Perk. That's one of the reasons I had them going to the finals, Wendy and RC, because I was like, yo, Detroit is coming, but they might not be there yet. Boston is hobbled. Dame is gone from Milwaukee. Halliburton is out for the year with his Achilles. This is a perfect opportunity for the Knicks. Halliburton, you stay the hell down, too. Don't think about coming back. Don't rush. Don't rush. Just take your time. Stay away, okay? And Jayson Tatum, you do the same because that improves my Knicks' chances. Let me just be biased and let's get that out the way. Secondly, though, in all seriousness, Jayson Tatum's a great guy. He's a superstar in this league that has been far too much time not being treated like the superstar player that he is. This brother's special, and he's high character individual, great guy all around, the whole bit. You're wishing for a full recovery, him coming back so he can bless us with his greatness on the basketball court. When you talk about it, he's absolutely needed. You're right, but we're going to use this as an opportunity also to praise Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
The Boston Celtics right now are a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. I understand what you're saying, Wendy. They need it. They're a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. It ain't like Jaylen Brown is averaging 20 against it. He's averaging 29.4 points per game. 29. He's an all-star. And this is after getting the $300 million plus, 304 to be exact. This is after being the number 2 option all of these years. This is after speculation as to whether or not they could coexist. This is after winning a championship and winning an NBA Finals MVP. This is after all of that, with everybody finally looking at him as a number 1 option and saying, okay, what you gonna do? And all he has done is answered the call. So you might need Tatum, who I think would need to be close to 100% to overcome what obstacles stand in their way to capture another championship. But we'd be remiss in bringing up Jayson Tatum without recognizing the fact that, yeah, he might be needed, but not nearly as much as we thought, because that supposed sidekick has shown he's not exactly a sidekick. He's a number 1. Jaylen Brown is special. The brother balling, and they're a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference.
But I think that plays, to me, in my opinion, to Wendy's point about why Jayson Tatum is needed. Sometimes you need to step away from it to see exactly who Jaylen Brown is, who Jaylen Brown has been since he's been in this league. But we're talking about a team that had success early on in both of these players' careers. And so now, knowing that Jaylen Brown can be the number 1 or be the 1A, and Jayson Tatum doesn't have to force himself back. You don't have to push the ball to him consistently or constantly, and he's allowed to come back into the flow of this thing naturally. Maybe by the time you do get to the conference finals, they're playing in a way, they have a level of continuity that now no team in the East can contend with, because Jaylen Brown can be that man in the moment, but you also have to find ways to stop Jayson Tatum, along with top-tier elite championship coaching from Joe Mazzulla. I think if he's healthy and if he's ready, he adds to this team, and to me would make them the favorite in the East if he's healthy enough.
I agree. I agree. Now, let me say this, though, RC. When it comes to Jaylen Brown, Stephen A., you're right. Right now, Jaylen Brown is the best two-way player in the game. Yes, he's the best two-way player in the game of basketball. But what happens is that when you're sidelined and you're down with injury and your team is having success, that creeps in every athlete's mind. I was sidelined. I watched my team when I was with the Celtics. They had success. Jermaine O'Neal, old Shaquille O'Neal, they were still rocking without me. And I was thinking to myself, damn, does this team really need me? Hell yeah, they needed me. Just like this team needs Jayson Tatum. And if I'm Jayson Tatum, again, it's about his health, one. If he's cleared, and we're talking about championships and getting back to the promised land, and I'm looking at the East and how wide open it is. I'm looking at how Derek White has elevated his game. Peyton Pritchard elevated his game. The other guys that has come in and started making a name for themselves, and the way that Joe Mazzulla is coaching his ass off, I'm definitely trying to make a return. If I'm cleared, I'm making a return, because this team now becomes go from being a possible ceiling of a second round to a championship contender.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
To RC and Big Perk. You don't want to see Jayson Tatum. Yo, Jay, stay home.
Unbiased
stay home.
Journalism,
Get
Stephen
yourself
A.
ready for 2026, 2027. Big Perk, RC, be quiet. Be quiet.
When Jayson Tatum was on First Take, we asked, "Do you think you're going to come back this season?" He said, "I'm not working this hard not to come back." Now, I don't think he could have foresaw them being this good without him. Jaylen Brown balling, scoring 20 or more points, 11 straight games, but still, he's an athlete.
We don't want to see him.
He's a competitor. He wants to come back.
We don't want to see him.
Coming up on
Stop it,
First
Shay.
Take.
Stop it.
I'm sorry. What should Los Angeles fans want when it comes to LeBron James? Him to go to another team or retire as a Laker? Must-see TV on the way, as always, plus Myles Garrett. And an interesting post on social media. Could it possibly be about the new head coach for the Cleveland Browns? Fair or foul by Myles Garrett? We'll tell you next.